my lord, what is happening? Nulani and Ancient Arc, thank you guys for your 36 and 35 month subs, as well as the gifted subs. I don't know what prompted such generosity, but thank you. Thank you. Let me know if you can hear me okay, and let me know if the music sounds okay. I am moving around. I should stop moving around, but I'm gonna move around. I need my water. Sounds good. Alright, thanks. My new... This new setup that I have set up for myself is better for the mic, but oh my god, the mic is in the same area as my water bottle. I have a good spot for things. Anyway, nothing crazy today. It's just gonna be a short drawing stream. Hopefully I get some stuff done. I didn't even advertise this. That's why I'm confused as to how you guys saw it. I'm guessing you guys get like notifications, like Twitch notifications and stuff. I contemplated sharing it, but I wasn't entirely sure if I was even going to stream, to be honest. Especially because at some point when I was about to set up again, I'm so inept when it comes to like tech stuff, because Stream Elements just changes things up a lot, and I think also like YouTube changes things up too on their end, which then causes Stream Elements to change things, or like something happens. I just like, it's just multi-streaming is more complicated than it needs to be, I feel like. So to schedule a stream on YouTube. Oh right, yes. Yeah. It's like usually the way it works is that once you start streaming, if you have YouTube enabled or connected or whatever, when you hit the start streaming button, it gives you an option to it gives you a drop down menu, so you can choose from like a pre-existing like scheduled stream that you have set up or something like that. So that you could click on that and then it'll start streaming there. But every time when I open up OBS and I hit the start streaming in order to set up, the drop down menu is not there, and I don't know what triggers it to show up or to not show up. It just like, it happens randomly. So I thought I wasn't gonna be able to stream on YouTube again, which was being annoying. But we're here. I have nothing planned. I have nothing planned at all. I just haven't been drawing much recently because I'd been busy. Well, should I draw on this? Yeah, whatever, I'll just draw on this. These past few days I've been preoccupied with unfortunately nothing special. I've been preoccupied with continuing my reading of Naruto and wait, actually I lied. Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm indecisive. I'm gonna start a new canvas. I've been still continuing my reading of Naruto for the upteenth time. Man, I want this canvas to fit properly on the screen, even though it's like way too big. I think my computer really struggles with running this Cintiq tablet along with my regular computer stuff. Because once this tablet is like unplugged, my computer runs so smoothly. But then once it's plugged in, everything churns. Everything churns. It churns like an old school like locomotive. What the hell is a hype chest? Open. Confetti hype emote. Congratulations. Does everyone get that? Or do I get that? I don't know. I got an emote. Where is it? How do I get it? How do I do it? Oh, here. Wow. Congratulations. You guys are welcome. Or also thank you. I guess it wouldn't be you guys are welcome. You guys gave me the money for it. Congratulations. You guys bought an emote. I don't know much about Naruto. How would you sell it to me? I'm not good when it comes to like, I'm not good at like synopsis type shit. It's about ninjas. It's about magical ninjas, I guess you would say. Because it's, you know, they're all ninjas, but like they also have like magical powers that typical ninjas that you would hear about wouldn't be able to do, I guess. It's a story about youth, about being true to yourself. It's about the friends you make along the way. It's about poorly written women. Oh my god. So like I couldn't help but think as I've been rereading Naruto, because like I already know how everything goes down, and I'm not even thoroughly reading it. I'm kind of like skimming and getting like the main points and stuff because I already know how everything goes down. I've literally read through the entirety of Naruto at least at this point like 7-8 times. I do it like literally like once a year since the downloading of the Shonen Jump app, where I can stay mangas for free. And you get the news chapters like every week for like certain stories, like updating stories. I'm like, it's just something I read a lot. But this time around, this run through of the reading, I find myself just constantly like thinking about how things are just poorly written, whether it's like some of the story or like some of the character, or like mostly the characters, mainly the character stuff. Just like the fall through of how the creator of the comic really just like focused on some things and then like really neglected a lot of things, and just like was really bad at writing a lot of other stuff, especially like the women characters. I guess I never really thought about it until like, I mean, like I've always had like qualms about certain things the way it was written, but like I think following a stupid subreddit, which is supposed to be for like memes, but people also criticize the comic too whenever they feel like it, this made me really think about it in a different way. Like I still love it, it's still one of my top favorites, but like I can also admit that it's definitely not like perfect cinema material shit. What's the storyline I love most? Like if you're regarding like arcs, like story arcs, the best one would probably be, well, I mean, even if I say it, it wouldn't mean much to to people who aren't familiar with it, because there's a handful of arcs. It's like, you know, the first, I guess I'd say like all the what we'd call the pre-Shippuden arcs story before the time skip. Those are probably the favorites, because those were like, those introduce a lot of new characters. Those introduce like a lot of like conflict that would continue into Shippuden era, which, you know, once it gets to Shippuden era, like there's a lot of outlandish things that sort of happen as you continue reading. That's kind of like, okay, this is not about ninjas anymore. This is about like magic and like kind of nonsense stuff, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it being like over the top, because like, you know, there's only so much drama you can add to a story about ninjas when ninjas are all about like being covert and in the dark and stuff. You're like, you have a blonde boy that's wearing a bright orange jumpsuit. Like you can only make it the story about stealth and like stealth killings and things before like people aren't gonna care. So you have to like, in order to one up everything that happens, you gotta bring in the big guns. You gotta bring in the, what do they call that archetype? Or is that what you call it? No, archetype? Whatever. Where you know, the main character ends up being like the destined one to save the world and all that stuff. That typical storyline. That typical trope. Trope is the word I was thinking of. The chosen one, yeah. You know, it's a shonen manga. It's inevitable that it was gonna like end up being that way, because that's how mainstay shonen mangas end up being. But this character that I'm also drawing, by the way, has nothing to do with Naruto. This is just I'm just pulling this out of my ass. But like once you like the first few times reading Naruto, it's kind of like I'm really like emotionally invested in all the characters, or like the characters that I love and all the things that are going on, and rooting for Naruto, who's like doing his absolute best to stay positive about his like best friend who's kind of gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The Cocoa Puffs being revenge for his family, but just the whole like him staying faithful as a friend and being there to save his best friend, even though his best friend has tried to kill him multiple times. He's done many a wrong. You know what? I'm deleting this. Let's start again. Maybe I should be drawing Naruto stuff. Like it's easy to root for the underdog who like comes up on top and he's like getting stronger because he puts in so much effort into being strong and all that stuff. But then you have him having to deal with the crisis of like, how do you bring peace to a world where shinobis exist, where ninjas exist, conflict is always happening, wars are always ravaging places, people always want power. Like, how do you bring peace to a world where killing is just a default state? And then the 16-year-old doesn't know what the fuck to do with himself. And he's like, he shouldn't be the one to have to figure it out because he is just a 16-year-old boy. But you know, in the end, he never had an answer for it. He just sort of like saved the world, and then like things just go back to being the way it was before, except maybe with a little bit less killing and a little bit more like camaraderie and friendship between various countries. But he ends up just becoming the ruler of a land of ninjas, and they're still ninjas. So he's learned nothing. But I mean, he's grown, but things have not really solved. What you can't really, there is no solving the issue of like conflict and war when your whole premise of living is all about being ninjas. But you know, he saves the world. It's fine. People like him. It's fine. It's a comic. Who cares? It's all honky dory. Oh, I just realized something. I'm not 100% sure. There was a pilot chapter of the manga before it became like a fully serialized thing where it's like it deviated from the main story, or it's like nothing. The main concept of the story was pretty deviated, but I think it still had ninjas though. I just remember that maybe it didn't have ninjas. I just remember the pilot story involved like Naruto being like an actual fox boy. And I think there might have been ramen involved. I'm not 100% sure if it was supposed to be about eating ramen, because what the hell, how are you gonna make a story about that? Unless it's gonna be like food war type shit, even though I bring up food war as if I know anything about food war. I just assume it's about food. It's possible. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a fan of Naruto, but I guess I'm not a big fan enough to know that origin. Naruto as a name is it's the word Naruto is like blah, 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 blah. It refers to a fish cake. It refers to the fish cakes that you see in ramen that's like this. It's like a pink swirly thing in the middle. Even in the story itself, the reason why he's named Naruto is because a person of great importance to him came up with that name on a whim while he was eating ramen, I believe. Yeah, the little squiggly thing with the swirl in the middle is a fish cake. There's different types of fish cakes. That just happens to be one of them. I fucking hate drawing spiky hair. Spiky hair is very hard to draw to make it look normal. This doesn't look normal. I've decided that I'm just gonna have to give up and move on with my life. You know, surprisingly enough, despite his name being named after like a fish cake, a food and ramen and it's something that he eats like ramen like all the time, you never hear anyone make fun of his name, make fun of his namesake. They kind of treat it as a very normal thing. Especially given that, like, when he was young, he wasn't bullied, he was ostracized by the people of his village because they're all fucking stupid. But if I were a bully, or if I were someone that hated him, because the whole reason why everyone, like, kind of hated him wasn't due to the fact that he was, like, obnoxious, but it was more so that he was the host of the demon fox that ravaged the land some odd years ago, and for some reason they think that it's his fault. They think that this child is at fault for the assault on their village when it happened. He was literally just born. That's the same thing with Ichigo and Bleach. No one makes fun of his name either. I thought... Doesn't someone, like... it's been so long since I read Bleach, because Bleach wasn't one of those Bleach was one of those comics that I read as it was happening, and then I never read it again, because I gave up. I kind of didn't like it anymore. But, what was I saying? I feel like I remember someone kind of poking fun at his namesake being Strawberry. Like, doesn't someone call him like give him a cutesy nickname? I should probably reread Bleach at one point, because I did like the first arc, or not the first arc, the Soul Society arc in Bleach. That was a fun read. It was all the stuff that kind of happened after Soul Society that I was like starting to wane interest, especially because once someone said, because once someone had mentioned the recurring theme of that story, that's when I was like, oh, you're right, it is kind of lame. It was the idea that, like, for Bleach, every like main story arc just involved a girl being taken away somewhere, and then Ichigo having to go save them. So it happened with like Rukia, and then it happened with Orihime, and I was like, oh, they got a good point there. But I mean, that was like a long time ago, and I was I was very easily influenced. So I think if I reread it now, maybe I'll understand it better. I'll get the nuances a little better. But the anime fillers fucking didn't help my feelings on it, because the anime fillers were butt. You had a Naruto dream last night, and then I listened to every opening OST up until the Pain arc. Up until the Pain arc? That means you didn't listen to like the best one, or one of the best ones that people, I think, collectively say is like one of the best ones in Shippuden, being a Silhouette. Da 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 da. Anyway, I remember there was a period where I was listening to the Naruto opening and ending musics like on loop, because Crunchyroll had them on YouTube and like a compilation video type of thing. I haven't listened to it in a bit. That's before? No. No. Silhouette is definitely not before. Silhouette, the Silhouette opening happens during the Great Ninja War arc. I remember because in that opening you see certain character that doesn't really show up until that war arc, breakdancing. Well, I say breakdancing, but he was like dodging ninja moves while breakdancing. I think someone also dies in that opening that you don't expect to die or something, if I remember correctly, or shows that they imply that they're dead. I fucking hate this drawing. I'm hiding it. I won't delete it, but I'm hiding it. I fucking hated it. Oh my god, hated it. I hate drawing Naruto. My hair. Let me. My idea was to kind of draw loose sketches of characters, and I just ended up focusing too much on one character. So, I lock in too much is basically what I was attempting to say before I forgot what I was gonna say. Sign. Which one is sign? Which one is sign? Which one is sign? The one that I would mention was Silhouette. Sign is that the pain arc one? Is that the one? I realized the screaming pain, hearing loud in my brain, that I'm going straight ahead with this scar. That one is pretty good too, especially because the animation in that one's also really good. It's a lot of good stuff happening, especially because there's a loss of loss of a character in there, bringing out emotions, dealing with grief from both sides of the parties. It's like, it's good. Although I feel like I'm sure it has a lot of views, but I feel like Silhouette probably also has should also have that much, if not more. Silhouette's the one, especially if you're talking about the Shippuden era of like openings. If you talk about like pre-Shippuden, then that's probably gonna be like we are fighting dreamers, whatever it is. Oh, Silhouette has 25 million and Sign has 56. Oh, okay. It's weird. That's surprising to me. I knew that Sign was big, but I feel like I always hear about Silhouette more. Or maybe that's just my bias. I like the Silhouette song. It's also like the one that people I guess because I've heard multiple VTubers do covers of Silhouette. But I guess if you're like an anime girl, you're gonna cover the song that sounds more like a high energy than Sign. I just finished reading that story arc, like yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. Good reads. Good arc. The arc where they made me think I was gonna lose my anime husbando. And then of course you can't kill off one of your most popular characters, so you have to bring him back to life with some magic. That was one of the things about Naruto. Like, being a shonen manga, obviously you can't really just go off and kill a lot of people. Like, you can kill off some, but you can't go off killing, like, a lot of main characters. But I was thinking about how in the story as a whole, the really, like, main, like, one of the main characters... Like, you had people die, obviously, right? Because, you know... You're ninjas. Someone's gotta die. But in regards to like the main 9 ninjas, the kids, like Naruto, Sasuke, and everyone, only one of them dies during the war. And it was like kind of like, it was a character that like, well, at one point was really like beloved and like had an arc, like a story arc to them. They had character development, growth, and everything. During Shippuden, they didn't use him all that much, I feel like. So, why they killed him off, I don't know. But I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm just spouting potential lies. Not that anyone here would care, since no one's a Naruto head like me. That apparently that said character was supposed to have died like before Shippuden, when he was fighting a really strong person when they were trying to save Sasuke. But apparently he ended up being so popular that like the creator's editor or whatever told them not to kill him off. I don't know if that's true though. I wouldn't put it past editors to do that, but it would have made for a really good point for that character to die because he had grown so much. Could have gone off dying like a... That could have been as impactful as a fucking... What's his name from One Piece? I don't want to say a name. I don't want to say a name in the off chance that I might end up spoiling things. The One Piece spoiler... The One Piece one was a long time ago. But... Who knows, maybe someday someone will pick up and read it, or maybe someone's only following the live action, or maybe... I don't know, maybe you're 2 years old. I feel like drawing now too? What? Why are you saying ugh? Just do it, if you can. I really just have to like... Sometimes it's just forcing myself to stream me drawings. The only way I'm gonna get any drawing done, because I find I get so distracted too easily. Especially recently, I've been so... Aside from reading Naruto, I've also picked up Sudoku on my phone. And I've been playing Sudoku a lot. There's like an event that was going on for like Chinese New Year's that I was really trying to complete. But the thought of having only 4 days to complete like over 20 Sudoku puzzles ranging from different difficulties, I'm like, I don't have the energy for this. My brain hurts. And then on my computer, I've been playing, I picked up the card shop simulator again, and I've been playing that a lot. And I had only realized earlier today that I wasn't finished expanding my shop front yet, so I'm racking up money to finish that because my shop is so small right now. It's so cramped that I don't have enough space for everything that I want. So I've been playing that. I also saw that there was a roguelike kind of game for some sort of like Minesweeper game. I was playing that yesterday because I was like, well, it's Minesweeper. Surely it'll be good, or surely this will be interesting. And it wasn't bad, but it kind of complicates the game in a way that I like don't really like. And also it's kind of like the power-ups and stuff get a little bit complicated, and I can't really follow it. But I also was just playing the demo, so I don't know. I see good lines and I want to make good lines. Well, thank you. Go make your lines then. be it good or bad. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta get the practice in somewhere. I say as if as though I've like I haven't gotten any better. Or no, I say that as if like I've gotten better over the years. I've pretty much, I feel like the level of my art has been pretty stagnant over the years. So what do I know? Big ass forehead, big ass forehead. You'd be getting bullied instead of Sakura. Big ass forehead. Alright. I don't know if I have much to talk about. I'm planning on getting some kitchen renovations done soon if I get around to approving the price and everything. The only thing that's keeping me concerned is that I want to get a new microwave for the kitchen, because the current microwave that we have that came with the place when I bought it was it's a little bit, it's old and it doesn't really work that well. So I wanted to get a new one. And I hope that the people who are renovating the kitchen will help me to mount it when the time comes. But I'm like worried that there's gonna be like, I've like got trauma when it comes to installing things now. Because when my friend tried to install my TV mount, it didn't work out. So now I'm afraid that I'm gonna buy our microwave and they're gonna tell me that they can't mount the microwave for some reason. And I'm gonna be like, oh no. Oh no. I need to get that sorted though. Just hire a professional. Well, it's about a matter of like making sure that the space that's being set for the microwave will fit the microwave properly and stuff. Get Chris to do it. He's got more important things to do. Well, if I can get the people who are going to be renovating my kitchen to help me do it, because I asked the people that are they're going to be doing my kitchen renovation, the main person that I'm asking about it is the super of my building. So if I can get that done after, like, while they're in the process of renovating the kitchen, then it'd be easier for me. Because I don't want them to set up I don't want them to just like install the old microwave and then I get the consultation afterwards and then like everything. I don't know. I'm just afraid that something is gonna go wrong. This is why I hate owning places, man. I get that the paranoia and the concerns that I have is probably can be easily resolved if I just do things. But I can't help but be I'm just afraid of things like falling apart. And then having to spend money to fix it. Ugh. Oh, money. Oh, the money. My monthly maintenance fee was paid today. I had to pay my health insurance today. I paid off a bill for blood work that I did a couple of weeks ago. My internet had to be paid. Everything just costs money, huh? Everything just be costing money. Everything cost me buckaroonies? Why does everything have to cost so much? I'm just a girl who wants to eat popcorn forever. The end of our times. Like, comment, and subscribe if you also want popcorn forever, you know? I wish I had... Well, I have popcorn technically, but it's like kind of like spicy popcorn, and I kind of don't want to munch on that. I want to munch on like regular popcorn. Or like, a few weeks ago I had bought like a bag of like herbs and spice like popcorn from Trader Joe's. And it's like a really big bag of popcorn. And I was munching on that a lot. But I haven't been around a Trader... I don't live near a Trader Joe's for me to be able to buy another bag. I have so much snacks. Oh my god. It's so difficult. It's so difficult being like living on your own for a bit and then moving in with someone again. Or living with someone again. Because I can't help but feel that I'm being judged for all my actions. Even though like I'm a fucking 34-year-old person who like that sort of shit shouldn't be bothering me, but I can't help but let it bother me. Don't think you've ever had spicy popcorn before. It's not a common thing. The one that I'm thinking of is like it's like a chip brand called Wise, like WISE, like oh wise old man type of shit. And they have this like hot cheese popcorn. It's like a little bit spicy, but it's really nice like umami flavor. I forgot where I found it. Oh, the store. Huh? No. Where did I get it? It's not as common as like a Doritos or Lay's stuff, so it's not like you can't just get it anywhere. I forgot where I saw it that I bought a big bag of it, but I have a big bag of it, but I haven't opened it yet. I have a lot of snacks right now, but none of them have been calling to me recently, and I'm just like, ugh, I have nothing to eat. It's like one of those things where you feel like you have nothing to eat even though you have like 70 things that you can't eat. Being a fatty is so difficult sometimes. And then meanwhile you have people who are able to eat the same thing, the same like chicken and rice over and over again and never be tired of it. I love food too much. I love eating stuff. I love drinking stuff. I love killing myself slowly with processed foods. I feel called out. I mean, if anything, it's like you can enjoy if it's something like simple that you can easily obtain, then that just makes it easier so you don't have to think about it or be concerned about cravings and stuff. But you know, for someone who is a foodie, it makes me feel like it's considering that food is one of the things that brings me like nothing but joy in life. Or it's not that it brings me nothing but joy. It's one of the things that keeps me living, not in a physical aspect but in like a mental aspect, because I love food so much. But I would feel a little bit bummed out if I didn't like love food the way I am now. Bought tons of snack type foods for the Christmas times. Not interested in most of it. Yeah, it's like whenever I see certain things, I'll like be tempted. If I don't eat it within a certain time frame, I just end up like not eating it at all. Like right now I have like a box of like a Oreo Reese's or something that I was really into for a while, and then after I moved I brought it along with me and I never opened it yet, but it still has been left unopened and it's been like probably like 2 months since I've had it. So like now if I look at it, I'm worried that it's gonna be expired, but if I don't look at it, then it doesn't exist. What did I eat? Oh, I was eating a lot of Ritz crackers. I was like wondering, why does my throat kind of hurt? It's kind of scratchy. Cause I was eating like a ton of like Ritz crackers. They have like different flavors. There's this box that I bought that has like a multi-pack. It's like a multi-pack of like a variety pack or whatever. And one of I think the flavor I was eating was like garlic butter or something. That shit is mad tasty. I wish I had something to eat it with. Like I don't have any. I wish I had like a cheese spread or like hummus or like whatever. I think I originally bought it because I had like corn dip, and the corn dip was really good. But I've since run out of the corn dip, and I have been too lazy to go out to buy more shit to fill my stomach with. That's another thing about like not living on your own anymore too. When you're, especially when because I'm living with my mom, she's like a responsible adult who buys groceries and has things like to cook at home with, and I'm like, that's fine and all. I don't mind it, obviously, because I'm getting more vegetables in me, and like I'm eating proper meals and stuff, which is like making me fat, but like what the fuck ever. But like it because things keep filling up in the fridge of like vegetables and like meats and like things to cook, I'm like it doesn't feel like a good time to be buying takeout or like, you know, treating myself to like instant ramen, because there's like things I should be cooking instead, even though it's not my responsibility. But I don't want it to go to waste. I'm just like, I'm stocking up on so much ramen, but I'm not eating any of it because I'm expected to be making like rice or like cooking like foods and shit. I'm like, god damn it. Like right now I had a big bag of Brussels sprouts. Mom wants me to cook up some small little steaks, and then earlier today my aunt and uncle came over to drop some stuff off, and they brought more vegetables, and I'm like, no, not more vegetables. I have to cook them. I gotta make the dinners, which is fine because I'm like the one working from home and my mom has to go out to work. So like the reason why a lot of these streams have been like short or I don't do much is because I feel it's my responsibility to like prep dinner and make dinner for why am I drawing this naked person? For blah, 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 for my mom to eat. It's gotten me to cook a lot more though. Cooking things that I've never cooked before. Which, I mean, it hasn't been a lot. That's kind of like a whatever. What's the newest thing that I cooked recently that I've never cooked before was eggplant. Because I just couldn't be bothered. But I cooked it in like a Chinese style way that mom seemed to enjoy it, at least, so at least I had that going. I just am in charge of cooking a lot. When the urge to stop buying takeout vanishes, it'll be so good. Yeah, but like, you know, I just want to eat like dirty food sometimes. Like I want to be able to order out like Wendy's or order out like get like a Viet sandwich or something like that. Like there's some things that you just simply can't make at home, or that I just simply refuse to try to make at home. Or like a pizza or something. The last time I ordered pizza, even though it was one of the more healthier pizzas, like it was one of those like arugula prosciutto type things. It wasn't like a heavy cheesy, like a super heavy cheesy pizza or whatever. I bought a pie of that, and my mom was like, man, ordering a pie for us two to eat is just like too much food. It's like not good for you. And I'm like, I mean, it's fine, you don't have to eat it, just let me eat it. But then I feel like self-conscious about the fact that I can eat like pizza over time, a couple of days in a row, by just like heating it up and everything. Like I'm not one of those people that can eat a whole pie of pizza in one sitting. I don't know how people do that. That kind of scares me. I think my sister said that she can do that. There's like a type of pizza, it's like a sauce pizza, and she was like, I can eat this in the whole one sitting. I'm like, what the fuck? I get so full after 2 slices. But it wouldn't be that big. Well, this wouldn't be that big of an issue if like I had like a motor vehicle that I could use to go out and get the food for myself, so I don't have to like rely on like takeout, like on delivery and stuff. Because then if that's the case, I can just go out for a quick drive to pick up like a fucking like a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell whenever I want. But whatever. Honestly, if I knew how to drive and I had a car, I would be so fucking dead. I'd be dead from just the sheer amount of shit that I'd buy for myself to eat and drink. I would be buying so much fucking boba. I'd be eating all the fucking terrible foods out there. I'd be unstoppable. I'd be unstoppable to the point where I have to be stopped because I'd be dead from the sugar and the grease intake. That's why, for the sake of my health, I can't learn how to drive. And also, like, when you learn how to, especially if you're someone like me who lives in like a place that, you know, you can get around very easily by just walking. If you're someone who just like is very reliant on like a vehicle, you just end up never walking anywhere. And that's gonna be also really bad for my health because I already am so unfit as is. I was talking to my mom about how my cousin's kids, my cousin's daughters, they're like young kids, right? But they get driven everywhere. Even with their school that's like a few minute walk from their house, they get driven there. So then whenever they need to like walk somewhere that's like a short trip that they're not gonna drive for because like they've found parking, or like their designated driver went off somewhere, which is like, you know, my uncle, their grandpa or whatever, they get tired and they don't want to walk anywhere. You walk a little bit, they go on a supermarket run one time and they're like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, man, that is like, you know, I'm not the most like athletic person, but you gotta be able to walk more than that. And they're kids and everything, but like at the same time, that's like the best time to really get like some energy out, right? By walking and all that stuff. And if you do it as a kid, you'll get so used to it, it'd be really good for you in the long run. But I also understand. I also know that it's like very convenient to have a car sometimes, especially for places that like, you know, you can't get everywhere by foot. Like I'm lucky to live in a place like that. But in terms of like when you need to buy large things or you need to take someone somewhere, having a car would be very beneficial. But honestly, it'd just be another cost on my plate that I can't afford. People always say they want you to do things, do this, do that, but they don't think about the fact that my wallet cannot handle doing this and that. Just never think about it. I'm getting hungry. Who would have guessed just eating an avocado toast for lunch today wouldn't be enough to satiate a full grown-ass woman. But it was really good avocado toast. And now I'm in debt because of it. Do people still make that joke? Do people still make that stupid joke about avocado toast? If you stop eating avocado toast, you can own like 2 houses or something? Well, I guess we have more important things to be concerned about these days. Yeah, if it's something that you can afford and it's something that you would probably get a lot of mileage out of, no pun intended, when it comes to getting a car, then yeah, you know, go off, do whatever. But you know, people make it seem like it's like the well, I say people make it seem like it's one of the most important things for you to get, or at the very least learn how to drive. And for some places, yeah, it is imperative that you do it because you won't be able to go anywhere otherwise. But like, if there was a bigger focus on like public transportation for people to be able to get places without having to drive, that would be nicer. But then who will buy the cars? So hungry. I'm gonna suckle on a candy. Bought this bag of like gummy candies from Trader Joe's like a few weeks ago that I've been just slowly getting through. So they're kind of gummies that kind of get stuck in your teeth. So I've been doing my best to not chew them. That was a bad idea. Because I can't really talk while I'm sucking on it. Oh, never mind. I ended up biting it. I was impatient. My concern is that like by biting it, I'd be getting it stuck in my nasal cavity and then I have to go to the dentist and then find out I have to get a root canal and then my teeth fall out. The other day I had booked an appointment to the dentist to go get cleaning done because I hadn't done it at all last year. And you know, I went in and things were going fine. And then the dentist was like saying like, oh, you've got like a little bit of a cavity. And I'm like, oh no. It's because it took me over a year and like a couple of months to make an appointment to do a cleaning. Because I've been good otherwise. And then she mentioned that like, she was like, oh, you haven't gotten x-rays done for your teeth since like 2019. And I was like, yeah, yeah, you know, it's sort of things that you do when you don't have insurance and stuff, you know, because you gotta pay out of pocket. And she's like, and I was like, do you think I should do it? And she's like, well, usually we like to encourage people to do it at least like once a year. I'm like, okay, fine, I guess it's time. I guess it's been like 5-6 years, whatever. No, 2019, 6-7 years, whatever. And then as we were doing the x-rays, I had like, oh well, actually before she did the x-ray, she finished cleaning my teeth first, because that was what she already started working on. And I was like getting my teeth clean, like things were like mostly okay. It hurt a little bit, but I'm just like trying to grin and, well, I didn't grit my teeth and bear with it. You can't do that when you're at the dentist, but I was trying my best to just not be a baby about it. Oh my god, how the fuck do you draw Kakashi? Holy shit, I can't remember how to draw Kakashi's stupid fucking hair. But then after the cleaning, got the x-rays done, and then as we were getting the x-rays done, I had remembered why I avoided doing x-rays. It's because I gag so fucking easily. The wrong movement on my tongue, I start fucking gagging immediately. I had forgotten because it's been so long since I'd done it. I was like, oh god. I was like telling the person, the nurse or whatever you call them, the dental assistant who was doing the x-rays. I was like, please excuse me, I gag very easily. She's like shoving the fucking strips in my mouth. in preparations for the x-rays, and at one point I fucking start gagging, and then of course it fucking came out blurry, so she's like, I have to do it again, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, this is awful. Now I remember why I stopped doing the x-ray stuff. On the bright side though, the dentist said that there was nothing wrong with my teeth, so that's good. That's poggers. But it was all added expenses that I wasn't expecting to spend that day. My cleaning was like $100 out of pocket because I don't have insurance. I don't have dental insurance. And then the x-rays and then the cavity filling, it all added up to a total of fucking whopping $260. And I'm like, you know, why do I pay for health insurance if it's not going to help me with things that I spend money on, you know? Why am I paying $668 on health insurance every month if the thing that I spend money on is things that's not even covered by it? Why do things cost money? Why do I hate having money, you know? I really should cancel my insurance. Ugh, but then they get scared. I got scared. My doctor was like, well, if you cancel your insurance, like if something happens to you, you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, then what? And I'm like, but like, you know, the only thing I can hope for is that I fucking die. That's all one can hope for. Like, what do you mean? I'm not trying to survive out here. I mean, I'm not gonna, well, it's not that I'm not trying to survive. It's more like, you know, if I'm in grave danger, I'm not gonna fucking try to live. Like, I'll try to live day to day if I'm not in, like, if, like, you know, nothing is impeding my life. But, like, damn, dog. Living is so overrated. I'm sorry. I think I have this sort of, I say this sort of thing all the time when I stream. It's because the feeling is just always there, you know? I don't know, this is also something that I always ask every time I stream too. It's like, I don't understand how people who like make their living on streaming and they're just yapping all the time. Like, what is it to yap about all the time? What kind of life are you living that is so exciting that you can yap about things constantly that's like fresh and new? Like, is that a thing? Or do people just say the same thing over and over again? I can't fucking draw. I can't draw dick all to save. I can't do anything. God. No one saw that. How the fuck do you draw Kakashi? How do you draw Kakashi? Hair. That's just Gojo Satoru. Wow. Same guy. Same guy. This is the sort of feeling that I always have, not always have, but I occasionally have to myself when it's like, you know, I tell myself that it'd be nice to make it as like some sort of content creator or like a streamer, just as like a passive income type of thing, you know? Just to do it on the side. To make I don't need to have like a big following, like a little following where I can make some money would be nice and everything. But earlier I was thinking about how I wasn't entirely sure if that feeling is still there. Like, if I still want that. Like, I want it, but like I clearly don't put the work into it. So it's like, you know, maybe I really don't actually want it that badly. And I was like thinking about like VTubing as a whole, which, like, you know, when's the last time I busted out my camera? It's been a while since I've done that, just simply because I don't feel like it anymore. And I'm like wondering like if that's something that I still like cared to do. Feels like in terms of ambition in life, I've seemed to like have lost it. I might have gotten to the point in aging where I'm just like, you know, hobby is a hobby. I should move on with my life. Maybe buy some like buy a button down, some proper work pants, and stop wearing like hoodies and jeans and start living like a fucking boring adult. Try to lean away from the content creating as a whole. Because I don't know how much I care about it anymore these days. I guess there's nothing like, you know, it's not like I've dedicated a lot of like or rather it's not like I dedicate a lot of time in my day-to-day life these days to content creating. So not much would change, but I do wonder if like focus wise I should be looking for something else to do for me to strive towards instead of wasting my time playing Sudoku and working a job that I don't want to work anymore. When they get to that point that they can make a living, they have a large enough chat that they can get easy back and forth for them. They can easily talk about pop culture relevant stuff. I guess so. I guess it also would help if you're someone that like partakes in like the pop, like not pop culture, but like relevant things that are happening in like the world. Whether it's like watching something, like watching a movie or like a TV show, or even like the political climate and like things that are happening and stuff like that. I really don't partake in a lot of new things. I'm on YouTube like all the time when I can, and even then all I'm doing is rewatching like old videos from like years ago that I just put on as comfort videos. If I was someone that like watched things, then I could be like, yeah, there's something I could talk about. This is something I can like have a chat about. Or this is something I can just like give my opinions on even though no one asked for it. But here I am just talking about fucking Naruto when no one cares about Naruto. Oh, I know what I can bring up. Well, there's two things that I just realized that I could probably talk about. I saw that on Twitter or on high school. They're planning something for like their 20th anniversary, like the anime or something. They didn't say what it was, but people are like hoping and like speculating and wishing that it's gonna be like another anime or like an anime remake or whatever. It's probably not gonna be a second season or anything. I imagine if it's gonna be an anime, I imagine if an anime comes out, it's gonna be a remake like they've done with Fruit Baskets, Hanakimi, Inuyasha, Ranma, blah blah blah, because it's all about remakes. Which if they do that, that'd be nice actually, because they've never adapted the original story for the Ouran High School. That might be the one thing that'll finally get me to be like, alright, let me get back on Netflix real quick. Assuming that it'd be on Netflix. I actually don't know. I assume it'd be on Netflix. I think Ouran High School is on Netflix. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know. See what happens when that time comes. Hopefully. Oh my god, how do you draw Kashi? Holy shit, I'm struggling. I can't draw men. But another thing that was announced was Glitch Productions, the people who do ooh, what's the name of that show? Digital Circus. It sounds like they've picked up Ross's old story, Gameoverse or whatever it's called. So that's gonna be happening, which is very exciting for fans of Rubber Ross and Game Grumps and the whole and all that stuff, because that's something that's been known about for a really long time. So I hope that it's gonna turn out well. I guess if you got the Glitch Production people who have put out like nothing but bangers, I think. I feel like they'd probably do good. Assuming I have no idea how much creative input they put into it though. or how much Ross let them put into, but it's nice that he finally got his show going somewhere, or even if it's a pilot. The newest recent thing I watched might be Sakamoto Days. That's better than me. The newest thing I watched was I guess technically the newest thing that I watched that was new was the Knights of Guinevere, which was like, well, there's a pilot, right, on Glitch Production. People talking about like anime though. I have not watched anime in so long. I have not watched anime in years at this point. I'm still pretty sure the last anime that I watched that was coming out that wasn't like old was like the second Beastars season. Goodbye, Gojo. I guess like what's like the most recent anime things that's been trending? Jujutsu Kaisen? Regular drawings, thank you. Oops. I know people were like, I didn't see it myself, but I know people. I saw people talking about how fans were not happy with some of the episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen because there was no action in it. It was all talking and something like that, some explanation shit. I'm sure there's more to it, But the current arc in Jujutsu Kaisen, which is like the calling games, oh my god. As a manga reader, that shit was so fucking convoluted. There's so much text to read in Jujutsu Kaisen, and it all talks about like things that are so hard to follow. I remember when I first was reading Jujutsu Kaisen, it was just kind of like I was skimming it, and I was just like, yeah, you know, I'm enjoying it so far. Like, I don't fully understand the things that are going on because they're talking about like curses and there's like magical things involved, and talking about like domains and like just magic curses and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, I'm kind of following enough of it. And then when it gets to the calling games, oh, it fucking loses me. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? You're talking about like points, and there's like things happening, and there's like a couple of characters that you have to meet, and then like if you do this you lose this points, if you do this you get this much points, you have to do this and that, but you can add rules and all that stuff. I'm like, huh? And they throw in so many new characters, which, like, to be fair, a lot of the characters that get introduced in the calling games are like nice characters. They're like interesting characters, but like I'm like, oh my god, this is so hard to follow, and I'm like doing my best to read everything like very thoroughly, and I'm still not getting some of this shit. I'm like, damn. So I hope that with the anime that it's like a little bit more easier to digest, but who knows. I'm sure people will still enjoy it. I don't even remember what happens at the end of it, to be honest. I think at some point I have to reread the manga, even though I don't want to see one part of the manga. Oh. One bit I remember that's highly praised Naruto's Rock Lee vs. Gaara. Yeah, that's what everybody knows Naruto for, really. Anyone that's not familiar with Naruto knows about the Rock Lee and Gaara fight. It's a pretty big deal. Really like showcase like really crazy like animation. The premise of it was really like interesting and stuff. Like the end results, it wasn't great, but like, you know, the actual like showdown of the fight or a guy who's like just this guy who's so good at martial arts, just beating the shit out of a guy who knows how to wield sand. It was good. I don't think there's ever anything. I don't think anything in like anime history for Naruto would have ever topped that, to be honest. And also that makes it all the more upsetting where like that character with Rock Lee, the way when the story ended, or like basically throughout the rest of the show or the series, like he obviously plays a role in a lot of things, but like he was not like a big character. There's not even a hint. Oh well, there's like potential that he gets married. He at the very least has a son. Whether or not he like got married to someone and then that someone gave birth, or he got cloned, who knows? But comes out with a son and you don't really hear from him ever again. I don't even know if he shows up in Boruto at all. I'm sure he does. Probably not in the manga though, but Boruto is a whole other thing that I will not get into because it is so weird. Ugh. What is this? Oh, it's Naruto. A silly little array of doodles that amount to nothing. Let me just move them around so they can fit better on the canvas. Because I think I'm about to call it. Oops. A girlie gotta go and prep for dinner, even though the steak that my mom took out is still frozen. But we'll see how it goes. Whatever. Anyway. Fucking hate that Sasuke became the biggest on this. Just whatever. He's easier to draw. All this canvas space, and for what? Ah! Anyway, that's it. That is it for this little stream. I'm not even gonna try to say I'm gonna stream more, because I probably won't. I'll probably just try to stream if I ever feel like I need to sit down and draw something, or if I want to play a game, but that's less likely these days. But you know, we'll see. Anyway, thanks to those that stopped by and checked out the stream, even though I made no announcements about it. Shout out to Nulani and Asian Arc for the gifted subs. I'll go live whenever I feel like going live. Will it be announced? Who knows? Yeah, that's it. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Hope you have a good night, evening. Make sure you're eating well enough, and also meant to floss your teeth. Keep those cavities out, eh? All right. Goodbye.